As promised, what I'm going to do here in kind of a conclusion to the board reading series is I'm just going to go through a bunch of boards and talk a little bit about them, probably for about 10 minutes, just to see where we're at. We're talking card pool level 10 here, with my disliked and banned list, whatever those do, and it's not going to be playing against anybody, so just normal random boards. Yeah, let's see another one. Let's see them. Okay, so what's component checklist gonna do? We have a village and encampment. There's draw in Magpie, Torturer, thinning, remake, upgrade. I guess we need to talk about some gains, flexible gains and stockpile ranger. To some extent, upgrade. That one's needs support. Spammable things, Magpie almost naturally does it. Big turn payload. There's not a whole lot. Oh, spammable things also stockpile. Always have to remember that. That's a big time splash, especially at the start. Magpie and stockpile. Well, this is getting into Endgame, but if we look at Endgame, Magpie and stockpile are almost certainly going to pile, and quite quickly too. So, we have all this nice encampment torture, kill your opponent build, but we might not actually get there just because Magpie stockpile are going to pile so quickly, and then, what comes after, maybe Death Cart, maybe just estates. Encampment will certainly go low because it's the village, and, you do probably want to run some of the village torture. Immediate returns, while stockpile's gonna be pretty big, you can get upgrades. Remake is so nice for thinning, you can turn estates into more stockpiles. So you might actually want to, with alms, you can actually open double remake, which is probably going to be better than stockpiles. You have magic lamp to contend with, so there's going to be something there. After you get the remakes, you can, buy Magpie. That'll get those going. I think that's about it from all of those. Key cards, you look stockpile, Magpie, Torture is a big one. But as we said, the piles might go before it really becomes big impact. So, which one do I think gives you the most here? Probably Endgame. Just because it has these two piles that are gonna go really fast, and so you have to be conscious of that. So let's just go ahead and see another one. No landscapes here, which is a bit of a surprise for level 10. What else? Component checklist. Village and inn and hideout. Hideout can be a bit of a pain because it needs to be fed. Menagerie for draw. Menagerie works well with inn. Extra gains, counterfeit and spices. Marauder and noble bringing sort of act. Oh, pawn is also extra flexible gains. Attacks, Marauder is weak because there's good trashing in hideout for non-treasures and counterfeit for treasures. Immediate returns, you're probably going to want to get counterfeit pretty quick. Hideout actually kind of interferes with that, so your start's probably going to look something like Shantytown Silver. Just on the basis of, trying to hit 5, getting the counterfeit, getting the hideout, and Shantytown Silver puts 9 into the deck. Key cards, counterfeit, spices, menagerie, always good. Menagerie in is a bit of a combo. It can keep menageries going late into the game. Endgame wise, you're gonna have lots of buys because counterfeit and spices can just, you counterfeit, spices, so that can give lots of buys. Menagerie is likely to pile. It's not exactly clear what else could pile. In, maybe, probably not. Counterfeit, maybe, probably not. Pawn, maybe, probably not. So you might actually be ending up looking at provinces here just because there's not really a second pile. Otherwise, you would definitely be looking at estates. If somebody gets Marauder, Ruins could also be a significant pile, but it seems unlikely. So that's that. What do I think is the most informative here? Probably Key Card. Menagerie as a draw card is so strong, and it has support in Inn. And then Counterfeit Spices is a big deal. On to another one. Okay, this looks a little bit more interesting. We have this opening coffer, that's for sure. Let's see, components. There's Village right there, Village Green. Broker is also a village, a bit weaker. Sculptor can provide extra actions on future turns if you gain treasures with it. Hunting Grounds is draw. Alchemist also draw. Hunting Grounds is just generally going to be faster. So that's probably what you're going after for your draw. Thinning, Upgrade, Broker, Research. Research is probably mostly outclassed by Upgrade and even to some extent Broker. Extra Gains, Sculptor, Upgrade, Crafter's Guild, War Chest. Really all of those are flexible. No, not all of those are flexible. Upgrade and War Chest aren't flexible. So actually what we're seeing is there's a lack of plus buy. What you might end up needing to do is like gain something with War Chest that costs 5, upgrading it into Hunting Grounds, trashing the Hunting Grounds probably with Broker or Upgrade, to get your duchy. So that's a bit roundabout. There's not actually a way to get extra provinces. It's probably still worth building. War Chest is really quite strong, for, getting a lot of these action cards that do whatever. Key cards wise, I'd probably focus mostly on War Chest and Sculptor, and Overlord. Overlord's always a key card. And, well, not always, but a lot of the time. And say, playing a lot of these is probably how I can eventually gain duchy. Hopefully my opponent doesn't name them, but even if they do, I can gain one of these things and do this long upgrade path. It also makes you pretty quick to build, so that's pretty important. Yeah, so support-wise, to get the War Chest, you want to draw. So it's those. Let's see. Sculptor can also gain Village Greens. That's nothing to be, sneezed at. It could even potentially gain Brokers, and you can broker things for extra gains with Crafter's Guild. So really, like, everything is there to gain. It can just be a little bit complicated. Endgame, almost certainly provinces, just because we don't have that plus buy. We said there's lots of ways to gain, but at the end of the day, it's hard to see much of anything piling. It's possible that, like, Village Green, if you end up going on this upgrade path, it's possible that it'll be Village Green Hunting Grounds, like Estates or something, but for the most part, you should be focusing on buying provinces. Like, this alone is not going to be ending your game without scoring big. What do we not talk about? Immediate returns. If you can, opening Upgrade Overlord looks sweet. You can get thin pretty quick. Overlord can potentially be like Sculptor gaining silver, buy War Chest right away. So that looks pretty good. Which is performing the best? Probably Component Checklist. The reason being that it's giving you the most information about this weird gain chain thing with War Chest upgrade, or upgrade Sculptor even. You can like sculpt a 4 and upgrade it. I don't know why I said we had to do this 5 to Hunting Grounds to whatever thing. But anyways, yeah, you can gain a 4 and upgrade it. So that's probably giving you the most information on how you're scoring that isn't provinces. So let's just do 1 or 2 more, probably just 1 more. Let's see. Here we have, let's see, Village, Farming Village, Draw, Watchtower, 2 ways to thin. Swamp Hag it's an attack. It looks like it's probably not that significant just because we have this thinning, and also there's only one source of plus buy, which is Spice Merchant, so it's unlikely that you're going to be buying more than one thing, which makes the curse even more easy to deal with, even if you don't have a Watchtower in hand. What do you want to be doing? It's actually hard to say. The board is a little bit weak, even for like doing money things, so it seems probable that you're going to want to like build up this, engine with Farming Village, Watchtower, maybe Carpenter, and there's going to be stonemasons in it that can start playing at distant lands every turn. Farming Village or draw to X with Watchtower is pretty weak. I know I'm ignoring Royal Blacksmith, but Royal Blacksmith's just usually terrible. You're going to be built the Farming Village Watchtower deck. Draw to X does not take green well, so distant lands, especially since you can stonemason for 2 of them, seem like a big deal. For the reasons of stonemason and carpenter, it seems likely that this ends on 3 piles, so it's not exactly clear which one. One of them is probably Farming Village, another's possibly going to be Carpenter. So like Farming Village, Carpenter, Watchtower doesn't seem out of the question. You might not even get to distant lands. This stuff could go so quick. Early returns, if you have 5, Doctor looks great. You do need to be getting a Doctor, so even on a 4 where Spice Merchant's normally really good, you're probably going to be buying Doctor. Transport can get you some extra stuff, but it's not exactly clear how good it is. And that's that. Which one do I think is going to be the most informative here? Oh, probably Endgame, just because it has the stonemason stuff, so you have to be building towards that. See a lot of these like heavy 3-pile boards that really being conscious of that's important. I guess we'll do one more. Okay, this looks gigantic. So here's a big engine. Let's see, what do we have? We have Village and Bandit Camp and Festival. We actually have draw in a lot of things. Festival, Mystic, Marquee, Improve because of Way of the Chameleon. Most of that's probably actually going to be Festival, just because Festival looks like Lost City. Extra gains, Festival, Marquee, to some extent Salvager. Thinning, Salvager. Oh, I guess there's also Pirate for other gains, but Gold's not going to be a great card here. We'll talk a little bit later. Salvager's thins, Old Witch attacks. Old Witch is also draw. It's probably important. Salvager's kind of a weak trasher, so Old Witch is pretty good. Spammables, Highway. So, you can get a lot of highways, and your village is giving plus buy, so, that's kind of a key card combo right there. So for that reason, it seems likely that it's actually going to end on a 3-pile now that I've said that. Although this can produce lots of provinces, these are probably piling, because of Old Witch being disruptive, these are probably piling. So, it's going to be pretty tenuous, tense probably towards the end. The game staying alive will be tenuous. Early returns, Salvager, probably Silver to go with it, because you're going to want to be chameleoning the Salvager. The things that you most want off of that first shuffle was probably Old Witch, maybe another Silver, maybe another Salvager. You can actually put a couple extra terminals in early, because Old Witch can be played for +3 coins, so you don't necessarily have to draw things dead. What do I think is the most informative here? Probably actually Key Card, despite it being a quick 3-pile, because this Festival Highway thing is so good, and Old Witch too is a key card, so It's really saying buy festivals, buy old witches, buy highways, and I don't think you're going to go wrong there. You want to get salvager too, but that's about it. So I hope that looking through a few more of these might have been informative. I know I was kind of going like super fast through those, but hopefully it gives a little bit more than I got out of those 4 boards that I kept repeating. So see you all.